Alright, so we're working on the 4630 here. We're getting ready to remove the seat. You see right at the back of the tractor. And that bolt right there, or not right there. And then there's one more right there. Those two have to be taken out to get the seat out. There's also two more in the cab. So right behind the seat here. So you got that one, and you got that one. Okay, so to get it out this door right here, so out the back window, I just had to pull the seat off. It's these, well, there's usually 4 bolts, but one here, 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 and here. Took those off. Then this part came out pretty easily, and then I was able to get to this part. I can definitely see a couple things wrong with it, like that bolt that's supposed to go into that spring there is definitely out. And I knew that this wire was bad, which is why I was really coming to replace it anyways, so hopefully we can get that figured out and go from there. Okay, as you can see, I was finally able to get this spring out. It was a little more difficult than I thought. What I had to do was I had to remove that top part, and so I had to actually kind of slam it off from one of these directions. I can't remember which one. Anyway, I think it was this way. And then once I did that, I was able to pry, as you can kind of see, the bolt was in there. It was like that. And I was able to pry that bolt out. And then when I was able to pry that bolt out, that released this, which allowed that spring and shock absorber to come free. Because it was already, as you can see, broken. So yeah. Alright, so we did get the shock absorber, the complete unit. We did have to put this part on. We ended up just leaving that side the way it was. I guess that side the way it was. And we actually ended up using a vise and some heavy pliers to pull that down and get that C-clip or E-clip on there. This is the hook right here that catches for your seat, for that winding part. The other pieces we purchased were just actually that spacer right there. We just got bolts from local tractor store or supply store. Okay, so here's the setup. You got to get these pieces on first, and then once you get those pieces on, then you're going to start to put those bolts back in where they go and try to align them, and then you should be good. Don't forget to get that wire on as well for your seat. Alright, so to get this part on, first thing you have to do is remove those bolts, those nuts I mean. You're going to take them all the way up to the very top here. And then you turn this thing clockwise until it goes all the way around with this inlet caught. And then once you have it up to the edge there, you can actually slip this rope over the top, or this cable over the top here. And then you can go back and then crank down on those nuts right there. So okay, to get this one tightened, again, make sure you get it down there in that clip. And you start at the very top, and then you just stick your screwdriver in there, and it's got some little indents, and you push it in far enough, and you just turn clockwise, and let it kind of slowly drag itself back up. Again, make sure it stays in this groove here. And you keep turning clockwise until it won't turn anymore, and eventually you've got it spring tight. And again, you can adjust that in the cab if it needs a little more work. Alright, so I was able to pick the seat up. Like I said, you have to kind of go a little different steering wheel here, but you got to go over the top of that. And then I was just able to line it up with those bolts. Got those 2 bolts in there. I'm going to go do the ones on the back side. And then we'll put the seat on and we should be done. Alright, we finally got the seat in. Like I said, mine has that one broken side, but just those, you can see there's 3 bolts down there. There's one missing there, and then there's 2 more on the other side. And it seems to be working fairly well. So, hope you found this video helpful.